This is Mainstream Metaphysics with your host, Nick Newmont.
Where's that music?
Well, here we are.
I want the music back. I want Melena's music back.
Get the music back. Hi there, I'm Nick Newmont. It is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. Joining me this evening, Carolyn Hennesy.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Lovely to be here, as always.
Good to have you. We're cooking up some stuff tonight.
We're cooking.
Stay with us. So it's going to be good.
We're cooking. We're snacking.
The good luck M&Ms are on the table, so it's going to be a good show. Or we're going to be bouncing off the walls.
Well, I already am.
There we go. Oh my God! See, we're already flying.
Yes, this is good. This is cutting into my intermittent fasting period, but they're there. They're calling to me, and I am weak-willed.
Intermittent fasting once every 5 years. No lack of abundance here. You know.
Oh, and we're going to talk about abundance.
And we are. We definitely are. Thank you so much for tuning in. When the music was playing, Carolyn likes the music. That's my daughter, Melena, and I want to say congratulations to Melena, who this Friday graduates from Cal Lutheran University with a degree in music. And also, and this is how it goes back that I know you, our family knows you, is because your nephew,
my nephew Dylan Hennessy, went to kindergarten.
Went to kindergarten with Melena in Agora.
And now they are graduating.
And he graduates from University of Arizona in Tucson, where your brother and sister-in-law are there with him now. Right now. Mm-hmm. So congratulations to Dylan.
I've got 4 nephews. Two of them are half nephews, and they are spectacular. And my two bio full nephews.
Right.
My brother and sister-in-law did something really right. They did it right.
Well, they're great kids. They're really great kids.
They're tremendous.
And extremely talented.
They say that I'm their favorite aunt. Just saying. I mean, they could be lying to me as well, in which case my brother and sister-in-law did not do a good job. I think they aren't lying.
Do they dare say anything else?
I know they really don't. They just don't. Not in my presence. Maybe to the other aunts they say,
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, it's we're looking forward to tonight. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun, and to all college graduates. I mean, there's a lot of kids I know that have made it through.
Hope for the future.
Exactly. You and I were. They know that we have game night and all the stuff that we do and all that, but you and I were joking, and many a true word is said in jest. That
there's always a kernel of truth. I was just joking. No,
yeah, you weren't. Right. So we think we should invent a take on the ancient game Clue.
Yes.
The whodunit.
Yes.
And for today's world, call it Clueless.
It's not just that they were killed. You have to figure out why they were killed. Because they were clueless about something. I think Milton Bradley or Parker Brothers or whoever it is, could probably come after us, but if we did it right, we could make a mint.
Well, in Audrey's book, and there's a part to it as you're going through the therapeutic process where it says clueless in there.
Oh yes.
It's in there. So
I think I hesitated because I tried to block it because I so often am. Still, my therapist, the most recent therapist, not actually that funny, Nick.
I'm sorry.
She kicked me off the couch. She did. She kicked me off the couch. She said, you just don't need to be here anymore. And I thought, okay, that means you've got nothing more that I can. I'm cooked. You can't get through to me anymore.
You've graduated.
I'm just like a wall. Or you've graduated. Because to me, a really great therapist. There are two kinds of therapists. The ones that want to keep you on the couch because they want the the money to keep rolling in, and the ones that say, my job is to get you off the couch as fast as possible. In other words, to help you. And so I'm choosing to believe that she graduated me.
See, that's why, it's so funny. That's why I became a hypnotherapist, to help people change more, because I didn't want to be the other kind of therapist where I was seeing the same clients 3 nights a week for 30 years.
Yeah, no.
I did not want to do that.
Right.
I don't know who I'd have to
because
strangle
you're a
first.
moral dude. You're an ethical dude.
Yeah, I'm not.
Dylan. Oh, hello, Dylan. Dylan says he's listening.
Thank you. Good.
Good man. my fabulous nephew, who, by the way, is going to be I think he's going to become a Hollywood music mogul.
Oh, I think he is too.
Oh, God.
Yep, no doubt.
So there.
Well,
hi.
Thank you again for coming on. You got some good news, but you have to tell it in the way you want to tell it.
Yes, I can't tell it because, yes, as an actress, a lot of stuff is being offered to me now, but I still have to audition for a lot. And just today found out that, yes, I booked a fabulous national commercial. Why not? Terrific.
Good for
and
you.
that's all I can say about that. That's all I can say about that. So it's, when there's a famine in one area, there's a feast in another area.
Exactly.
And you have to be grateful for it all. So.
Well, and that's right. We have to be grateful. And a lot of people don't do that. Thank you for saying that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people aren't grateful when they're going through challenging times.
It's tough to be grateful when you're faced with challenges. It really is. I mean, that's an evolved human being.
Right.
But
I'm not saying you have to like it.
No, you don't have to like it. But you have to understand that it's there for your highest good.
Right.
Any and everything there for your highest good. And listen, even I lose sight of that sometimes.
Well, if we're not challenged, and this is sort of a Merlinism, that if we're not challenged, then we're not going to grow.
Never. There's no point. Change, growth is change, and change, if everything is if you think it's hunky-dory, change only happens when things have gotten to a point where you can't live like that anymore. You can't live like this anymore. You can't, and then you realize something has to give.
Right.
And usually it's your ego, your pride,
Mm-hmm.
your all of these other things, and it's it's the way there's a certain element of the way you're living your life that is not servicing you anymore.
Would you like to hear Merlin's definition of stress?
Yes. By the way, we're going to be talking to Merlin.
We are tonight. Oh, yeah. You let the cat slip out of the bag.
Did I?
It's all right. It's all right.
They were going to find out sooner or later.
That means they have to stick around and watch the show.
That's right.
Don't go away.
Merlin's definition of?
Stress, resistance to inevitable change.
Yeah.
Fighting something you can't fight.
That's true. It's true. He's very wise, that dude.
He knows a lot more than we do.
What is this? What's happening?
Well,
what's in front of you?
Tonight we're going to talk a lot about manifestation again.
And money.
And money, and these are different versions of our money manifestation candles, which we'll get into that. But the birth date of the New York Stock Exchange, and there we go, Ed, sorry I was out of frame, is May 17th. And what I printed was the solar return chart for the New York Stock Exchange, which is like your birthday is around the corner.
It is. June 10th, yes.
So we will do a solar return chart, and then we will also do the transits and the progressions, which is this. This is a theme for the year, like a thumbnail sketch, and then this is where everything is at the moment.
And is the year the January 1st or is it the year starting from the birthday?
From the birthday.
Okay.
And what's really fascinating, because people notice this, even though the birth date of the New York Stock Exchange was at 10:10 a.m. in New York, when you get your solar return chart, people go, well, wait a minute, I was born at 10:10. This says 7:27 p.m. And it's because this is the moment when the sun aligned with the sun by degrees and minutes of arc as to where it was at the time of the birth. It's not the time, it's the exact degrees and minutes of arc. So when I do your birthday chart, you're going to see that the time is different, and then I'll be able to explain that again.
Well, I think you should explain it again right now. So it was in May, 1792.
Was the birth of New York Stock Exchange.
Of the New York Stock Exchange, and it was born at 10:10 a.m. and the sun was at a certain point in the sky. Okay. Now.
Yes.
Here.
Right.
It's different.
Right.
But it's because here the sun is at the same point in the sky that it was in 1792.
So
at 10:10.
The sun, when the stock exchange was set in motion, was at 27 degrees 18 minutes of arc of Taurus.
Okay.
So to find when the sun is at 27 degrees 18 minutes of arc Taurus now puts it at 7:27 p.m. on the 17th in New York time.
Tell me why it's not the same. Because the planets have shifted. Which what?
Because of time, location, all of that.
Okay.
So every year, your solar return chart is going to look different. Your solar return, this chart could have been on May the 16th at 11:52 p.m. because it has to be exactly matching the sun.
Birthday, sun in the place of sun in the sky then, and sun in the sky now. Got it.
And so your solar return, and this goes for everybody, that your solar return is an alignment of consciousness. When the sun matches the sun, it's considered to be the most powerful moment of the year.
For that individual.
Yes.
Or for the New York Stock Exchange.
For any individual.
Okay.
And so what you're supposed to do is about 15, 20 minutes before your solar return time is sit and meditate and do basically a mental vision board meditation. Just let it go. Okay?
What do you want? What don't you want? What do you want to lose in your life? Okay, got it.
And you focus on what it is that you want. Now, they're going to go, well, but what's he going to say about the New York Stock Exchange?
Right. So how's our New York Stock Exchange doing besides getting a little healthier?
It is going to get healthier. And numerologically, what's going to happen is that, let me see, 9, 26, 31. It goes into a 4-year, which means there's a reset, okay, a restructuring. So there's some tearing down and rebuilding. But here's the fascinating thing, and this is the whole thing that has astrologers going wild. So the alignment of Saturn and Neptune, reality and illusion, which are going to come together for all of us on the planet once we get into June, which is going to be one hell of an awakening and realization of truth.
How so?
Well, when these two planets come together, you know the saying, as one door closes, another one opens?
Of course.
We will release this very harsh past, okay?
Yes.
And it helps tear down tyranny. All right. So every 36, 37 years, Saturn and Neptune come around and align. So the last time it happened, 1988, the Berlin Wall came down. The time before that, 1952, I believe that was the end of the Korean War, and Joseph Stalin had died, I believe. And before that, 1917, was the end of World War I.
So this is going to be fascinating.
Oh, yes.
June.
And I've been talking about this a lot, and people really need to hold on for the ride, because there is going to be a tearing down and rebuilding. But where Neptune creates this illusion, like the sea, Saturn is hardcore truth. So the fog is going to get wiped off of the mirror, and we're going to see what we need to see. And I will tell you more specifically, this is going to be stuff comes out.
That was previously hidden.
Yes.
Got it.
And it's stuff that you and I, we'll talk about, and,
right. Right. Everyone, but it's going to be the truth for each individual, people, right? It's going to be the truth for something like the stock exchange, something like the nation, and the world.
Right.
So there are going to be individual truths that are the veil will be lifted, national truths and global truths.
Right.
Wow. Okay, I think that deserves an M&M.
And this is a time of revelations that's going to come out.
Well, Yes, because if the veil is lifted and the fog is wiped away from the mirror, things are revealed.
Right. Like it or not.
Yeah.
Like it or not.
Okay.
I mean, some people are going to look at this and go, well, I knew that. Because there's a lot of stuff that's been going on for some time that we see, and some people
We've been
don't
told are
see.
conspiracy theories, and perhaps maybe some are, maybe some aren't.
Right? But we're going to know. We're going to know. And where there are, let's say, individuals in power, that they will get exposed if they're not doing the right thing. So we're going to witness a tearing down and a rebuilding. Now, this alignment comes up in June, bleeding into July. But it comes around again in February of 26. So whatever is unfinished business, we'll see it taken care of.
Would you say it's going to be the next 4 years? Yeah?
Well, it's happening this June.
Right.
Okay, next month. And then it'll come back in February again.
Okay. But I thought I heard you say that there's going to be there's something's going to last for 4 years and it's going to be quite the ride.
Well, it will. It will.
Yeah.
Until they completely separate. So here, this is the ephemeris, okay? Which is this is why people have to go to the optometrist in trying to read this book.
Sure.
Right? It's like 30 years ago, 40 years ago when they made
it just looks like barcodes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's the Matrix.
Exactly. Crazy.
The red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah, the blue pill.
If you put them together, get a purple pill.
I want to go back to Saturn and Truth for just a moment, but
Yeah,
after
please
this.
do.
Well, okay.
So
All right.
so when Saturn and Neptune, and of course I know how to read the glyphs, separate a bit, and it feels like, oh, okay, we got a little bit of a break. But once they move forward, because there are retrogrades and direct motion, in February they align even stronger, and it actually goes into March. So whatever is lingering, whatever residue is not taken care of this coming June.
June until July, yeah.
Right. It will be taken care of next February and March. It's a house cleaning.
When you talk about Saturn and truth, you're not talking about relative truth. Oh, well,
Oh, no.
I'm living my truth, or you're living your truth. We're talking about black and white.
Right.
True.
See, Saturn is karma, fate, destiny, lessons learned, obstacles, disappointments. It's the reality of the moment. Like, for instance, if you called me on the phone, said, Nick, I've got a minute. Would you look at my chart? I would go in your chart and I would look and see where Saturn is. That's the focus of the moment. That's why we look at it. And you know what's funny is the glyph for Saturn, and they can kind of see it. That is the sickle of Kronos, the god of time. So Saturn doesn't always say no; it'll say, "Not now."
Not yet.
Right.
Just
exactly.
hang in there. Yeah.
So, and Saturn kicks our butt, but Saturn is also wisdom. Saturnian wisdom. And so we will be enlightened, in the coming weeks. Oh boy, will we.
I can't wait. Or can I? We'll see.
There was a great line in the TV show ER. The head doctor was a little bald guy. Okay?
Yes,
He was mean.
Yes.
Mean. And one of the other surgeons was expecting an important phone call, and he's looking, and the phone's ringing, and the little guy says a quote I will always remember: "Good news can wait. Bad news will never go away." And it's like such a great line.
It's true.
Right?
It's true.
So, yeah, this tells me where the planets are at all time.
Excellent.
And it make you crazy trying to read it.
All right, so we've got some soul shaking coming up.
Obviously.
Yes, you need a new one.
I use it a lot.
You need a new one.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, and I don't think we addressed this the last time I was on, but it's something about my chart that you told me a couple of months ago when you read my astrological chart. Oh, and I think we did talk about it, that the people who are born during Mercury retrograde
can do things
that the other poor sons of bitches can't.
Right.
You, me, Audrey.
Right.
We can actually sign contracts. We
Yes.
can begin things. We can also finish things, but we can
Right.
begin things. And they say never for when Mercury's in retrograde, don't buy a car. Don't start this. Don't start an engagement here. Don't whatever it is. No, we can do that.
We can do
because we were born backwards.
Right. Yep. We and sometimes people with Mercury in retrograde speak inferentially at times, and other people go, "What?
Yeah.
What?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said that too inferentially. You didn't assume? You didn't know what I meant?" I've done that. Audrey has done that.
This is great. This is great news. It's good news.
So-
Ultimately, it's good news. It's for the highest good of everybody.
It is
Yeah.
good news. And here's the interesting thing. In the top of the chart, the public part of this chart of the New York Stock Exchange is
Yeah, so what's going to happen with the New York Stock Exchange, do we think?
well, over the next few years,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Uranus rules all the non-traditional things, wireless, all that kind of stuff. So this is all the crypto stocks.
Oh,
And they're high in the sky over the next 5 years.
okay.
So I would be looking at that kind of stuff.
Telegraph
it's,
and telecom. Yes, okay.
it's all there. But this
Buy AT&T.
this alignment of Saturn and Neptune in the 8th house, which is the house of investments, is see what's going to happen. It's going to look like there's a hiccup in the stock market, but it's a blip on the radar.
Okay.
And then you're going to have a bunch of people as we get into the next couple weeks going, "See, I told you, and it's just a blip
It's
like
just a
that,
blip, yeah.
and it just moves on.
Okay.
Okay. In the next day, Mars goes into the first house, which means it really gets activated. In about 4 days, they put it into Monday of next week. There's going to be something that goes down on the stock market that's really
I was going to say God of
triggered.
War.
So, and it sits on the natal Uranus, which means all those non-traditional things really get triggered, and it's in Leo.
Slammed in a way, or
Good.
or good. Okay.
Good.
Not a licensed investment counselor.
No, I
However,
am not. I am not.
However, take it as you will.
Exactly. Yeah, I follow my own advice when I do this stuff. Look, the chart of the New York Stock Exchange, you have a lot of planets opposing each other, which means that it's very polarized, meaning there's ups and downs.
Always.
And how do you win in the stock market? Timing.
Timing and hold on.
Yes.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
Just hold on.
if you think you're going to make money being an amateur day trader, I will say this, that back when we were leaving 1999, going into 2000, and the NASDAQ has its own chart, and I did tell people, I see this dip with the NASDAQ chart, and people, my clients, what should I do? And I said, unload. They're gonna tear it down, and some people listened, and some people didn't. And sure enough, Greenspan got involved in it and tried to level it off and caused a lot of those 4-letter stocks to go down the tubes.
Well, it is statistically proven that those who held on, during the 2008 leveling out, during that crash,
right.
those who held on to those stocks and have them today have quintupled their money.
Oh,
quintupled it.
Amazon,
So,
Apple, all the 4-letter.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about money. You said you wanted to talk about money and abundance and
Yes, and all the magic that you bring into play. So we have some candles that I brought in, and we'll talk about the concept of them, because this isn't smell-o-vision, so they're not going to be able to.
No.
But you can.
I can, and I will.
Please do.
I should.
Now that one is
Pot of gold.
Now, this one is about
gold.
like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So there's a level of luck with the pot of gold candle.
It smells like ancient spices and bubble gum. It does. That's just me. Okay, what's this?
This one is big money. Now, we are
Green.
an aromatherapeutic metaphysical institution and therapeutic. We have 100 different recipes. Right now, our biggest selling candle is big money.
It smells like marzipan.
And it's 5 different oils that go into making that one.
Is almond one of them?
No, it's not.
Well, they combine to make
Right.
appreciation.
We've made marzipan candles at the holidays, by the way. They're delightful. Now that is
cantaloupe. This is appreciation.
appreciation. One of the key elements in appreciation is cucumber.
That's it. Cucumber. I knew it was a type
And
of.
cucumber doesn't help you get money, but it helps with the retention of money. Now that abundance, okay?
Let's talk about abundance.
And one of the main ingredients in abundance is grape.
You
okay?
bet. Yeah.
So people have to be careful when they use abundance because they have to qualify what it is they want to be more abundant.
Because you want your health to be more abundant, you want your riches to be more abundant, you want your love life to be more abundant, you want your possessions, whatever it is. But you have to be very specific because if you're not, then the universe may read it as, oh, she's not feeling terribly well. Maybe she wants that to be more abundant. So ill health, poverty, stress, whatever
Sure.
it is. So you have to just keep it in the positive.
Right, because there, as Carolyn says, there is negative abundance. Debt, weight gain, bills,
Yep.
all of that comes into play. So when people want to create abundance, and you do employ hoodoo, so how do you, because there's a lot of things that
Pardon me
people
while
can
I
ask
reach
for.
down for my bag, bag number 1 of tricks.
Mary Poppins here.
The Mary Poppins bag, yes.
So
How do-
you coach people on how to ask, the way to ask?
Well, first of all, you have your morning prayers. You can actually say your prayers at any time of the day. The best time to do it is in front of your altar, usually before the sun comes up when it's still dark. And you say your sort of general, hello, ancestors, the ancestors that started the whole hoodoo practice that were, forced to come over here from the African continent. Calling upon God as you understand him, hit, or her. You have your basic morning prayer saying, I call upon benevolent assistance. I want your benevolent assistance. And once you've lit your sage and your lemongrass together, a sweet grass together, and then you start with, you can start with any of the candles that you have on your altar. Your health candle, your love candle, your money candle. If you really want to attract money, there's usually a green cloth on your altar, and then whatever you can decorate. There's no specific way to decorate your altar. It is what is precious and important to you. But your prayer can, because the universe knows. If you are in absolute full attention, you could say, "Hey, I'd like some money," or you could say, God is hearing me. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you. You can draw it. You can draw it out as long as you want. You can write it out and say it every day until it becomes rote, but it is still full intention. You can speak extemporaneously every single time you light that money candle, every time. So it is up to you. It's whatever you feel puts you in alignment with spirit, that spirit is listening to you, that your guides are listening to you, that your ancestors, everyone who's on your side beyond that veil is listening to you and is attending to, as they say, attending to the voice of your prayer. So as many hoodoo practitioners, that's how many different ways there are to, that's how many different ways there are to do it. The best, what is the most efficacious time is usually when it's dark. So usually before the sun rises that day. So,
question for you.
Yeah.
We are in the second day of the full moon. Okay? And it's a Taurus Scorpio full moon, which has to do with the 2nd and 8th houses in astrology, which is the house of possessions and the house of investments. Okay, so a full moon, like the money ritual I do, especially at the Taurus Scorpio alignment, is I really focus on
finances.
Yes, yes.
Abundant finances.
Now, with hoodoo, does the new moon or full moon come into play?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And you usually want to do work that you are when you are calling abundance, when you are calling something to you. You do it in full moon. Not necessarily directly at the new moon, but when the moon is then waning, that's when you want to get rid of things. When the moon is waxing, you call abundance, and then and full moon. So that when it's getting larger, you call large things to you. When it's on the way out, that's when you divest yourself of things. Yeah,
Right.
definitely. And so here's what I have for everyone today. So we have our green candle that we had. We talked about that. I think one of the last times I was here. I'm going to put these things out here. This. We are missing a few things. So if anyone wants to take notes, take notes.
Cinnamon,
a huge money draw. And people say, well, why is cinnamon such a huge money draw? And I say, I have no idea. It just simply is. Is this stick vibrating at the same, with the same frequency as a dollar bill, or a $50 bill? Who knows? With the idea of money, we don't know. Or does spirit simply like cinnamon? We don't know, but it does. It helps. So what you do. This is actually a very kind of easy spell. Once all the ingredients have been combined, it's because you do it once a month. Once the ingredients have been combined, you will take it out under the new moon, let it sit, the full moon, and let it sit overnight. All right? Let the moon's rays get to the concoction that you will create. But then, whatever day you start, you do this, and because you're going to put this candle on top and let it drip down, whatever day you start that's the day, every single month, that you light this money candle. So if it's on the 12th, like for instance, I had a red candle, a love candle, and I would light it every day on the 12th, right?
Okay.
And you let it burn down, and then you get yourself another green candle or red candle for love on the next month. Now you will, of course, as we did before, you will scry this candle, right, with an object. Yeah, I think. What did you have? You had a knife. You had yeah. This was my grandfather's penknife, and it is something that only I touch. I have anointed it. I anointed it once with Queen's Treasury oil, a money draw oil, and Queen's Crown of Success, both of which you can get from me. We'll give you all that information. Right. And then you simply write a very small petition, tapering down, spiraling down on this candle, right? Money comes to me, money stays with me. Abundance is mine, abundance is mine, abundance is mine, right? And then you will anoint that candle with a money draw oil and a Crown of Success oil. You will anoint the top and all the sides. And don't worry if you cannot read your writing after you're done with it, because the wax is kind of filled in. Spirit reads it. Spirit knows. In this jar, you're going to put several things. First of all, you're going to burn a Crown of Success or any type of success incense. I get mine from the Lucky Mojo Curio Company. They are the best. They make the most astonishing incense in the world. Do you guys make incense? Do you make your own incense?
We don't make it made for us.
Yeah.
We have our recipes,
yeah.
Yes.
Theirs or Lucky Mojo. You're going to burn some incense, and you're not going to destroy the ashes. You're going to take those ashes. You're going to put them in this jar. This was an old spaghetti sauce jar. Make sure it's thoroughly cleaned out. Put those ashes in the jar. You're going to put a cinnamon stick in this jar. You're going to put a petition. We had a lesson on petitions last time. I hope you all remember that, how to write a petition. If not, contact me. I will talk you through it again. But it's very simple. So it's just basically a square of brown paper, usually from a grocery bag, that you tear the edges. You do not cut it. You tear the edges into as fine a square as you can. And there's a whole lesson on how to write a petition, which I can talk anybody through, or I can send you instructions. And then you're going to anoint that petition before you fold it up with Queen's Treasury, and you're going to do a 5-spot pattern on that, or a money draw oil. You're going to do a 5-spot pattern on that petition. Okay, then you're going to put in a bill of some kind, money of some kind, a dollar bill. Let's just say it's whatever you feel you can spare, because you're not going to see that. You're not going to see that bill again. So I would go as low as you can, and you're going to write on it with your green pen. Return to me. Money returns to me. Money comes to me. Money stays with me. Whatever the petition is a short little sentence. Return to me. So that's going to bring the money back to you. And then the big thing that you're going to do is this is when people start going, huh? What? No, what? Well, because it is all personal to you. Your prayers are personal. Your petitions are personal. The reasons you need the money in the first place, the reasons you want it in the first place, they're all personal to you. So Spirit is going to jive with your personal concerns. What is a personal concern? It is usually liquid from you. It can be urine, it can be blood, it can be spit, it can be fingernails, toenails, it can be hairs, not necessarily from the top of your head. Anything that is personal that has come off your body or out of your body. And you're going to add some of that in this jar. Then you're going to add some distilled water, cover it all up, say a prayer over it as you twist that lid very tight. And then when you are ready, you take your anointed candle, you set it on top here. I would put the whole thing on a small plate, because this wax is going to drip down, and you will not be able to then, you're never going to open it again, period. But you're going to say your prayers. Then when the candle is dripped down, you remove it. You're going to wait 30 days until the full moon. You're going to take it outside, put it on a ledge where the moon's rays can get to it, leave it outside overnight. And then let's say you started it on the 10th. You're going to come back, and June 10th, yes. You're going to put another candle. You're going to scry it again. You're going to anoint it again. And then you're done. And then you light it and you let it drip. Period. Always remember, you never want to blow out a spiritual candle. Right. Never blow it out. You can, with your fingers if you want to, or you can get a snuffer, a candle snuffer.
Right.
So once it's all done, it's 2 days a month that you have to worry about it. Full moon, let's take my really gross concoction outside and, say a little prayer. Prayers are big. Spirit loves prayers. Every time you do something, if you get a crown of success oil or just a success oil, and you are anointing yourself with what I call it putting on my hat. It's just it's a 3 motion, kind of ritual. You're just saying a little prayer, and basically what you're doing is you're thanking the oil, you're thanking the contents of this jar, you're thanking the candle, you're thanking Spirit for listening to you. Because don't forget, all these things are still in some way either living or vibrating. And they will respond. Even though this incense powder has now been burned, it's still vibrating. It's still part of everything. So you're thanking it for doing the work for which it was intended. Okay? You're thanking what's in this jar for doing the work that, as a concoction, it's what it's intended for. So that's it. That's a delightful money jar. It's basically a jar spell. Okay. So there's
question.
That. Yeah.
How important? And I'm asking this question because of my mentors. How important is precision?
It depends on what it is. If you were going to add, let's say, drops of this oil into this concoction as well, you could. Odd numbers. Spirit loves odd numbers for some reason. So you can have 1 or 3 or 5 or 7. I mean, let's not waste cinnamon. So 1 is good. 3 is good. 5 is good. 8 a single pinch of the ashes. Or if you want to do it more, you want 3 pinches. So it's always, you're gonna have 1 petition. You're gonna have maybe 3 drops of whatever your personal concern is, or 3 hairs, right? So in that way, yes, be precise.
Okay.
Be precise.
That's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And you said a moment ago the word intention. I mean, when I teach aromatherapy, one of the things I tell people is magic is 90% intention, 10% herbs.
10% herbs. Yeah. Oh, intention is everything.
Right.
If you and so you have to be strong and certain and precise in your intentions. Otherwise, forget hoodoo. Just go to an intercessor. Go see a priest. Go see a minister. Go see someone who
Right.
you think perhaps talks to God. But you don't need them.
Right.
You are your own intercessor.
You can
And
go straight to
you
source.
You can go straight to source. It's there and waiting.
As Audrey says, you put your focus and attention on your intention.
It's absolutely true. Absolutely true. I'm just putting all these together because it's easier that way to transport. I have something fun, which I will,
good. We like fun.
Which I will share with you. Which I will share with everybody.
None of our crowd likes fun.
No, no, not at all. This is volume 5, the last of the 5 volumes of Harry Hyatt Middleton. I'm sorry, Harry Middleton Hyatt, Harry M. Hyatt. I got it wrong. Harry Hyatt's, it's called Hoodoo, Conjuration, Witchcraft, Root Work. These are basically, altogether, these are the Bible of hoodoo. And I have volumes 3 through 5. If anyone's out there and wants to send me volumes 1 and 2, they're like gold. You cannot
They're out
find
of print?
them. No, they're not out of print. They're just kind of in collections, and people tend to stay in collections. But I was reading volume 5 just the other day, and when we were talking about money and the moon, etc. Oh, I know this is because what Harry Hyatt did. Oh yeah, is I think it was 5 years, and he traveled the South, Illinois. He traveled the Appalachians, everywhere where hoodoo was really prevalent, and he talked to as many root workers, 2-headed doctors, conjurers, hoodoos that he could find, and he got all of their spells, all of their recipes, all of the work that they did. So it's interesting because you can talk to 16 different people about a banishing spell, and they will have 16 different spells. There are dozens of them. None of them are wrong. It's what appeals to you. So I happen to be. So we talk about the moon, and this is a money spell, and you're out in the full moon. You show silver money to the moon. You walk backwards 9 steps. There it is. Odd number.
9.
9
Yeah,
steps. Right. Then you step backwards, and then you bend down, and you hit each step going forward with a coin, with a dime, with the silver money that was in your hand. So 9 quarters, 9 dimes, 9 nickels.
Right.
Which is it's oh wait a second. I'm wrong. As you are going back, you take a step back, and what is in your foot, you put that dime in your footprint as you're moving back. And that's a great money spell. I mean, who knew? Who would have
Right.
thought of that? I mean, I keep a quarter in my shoes, in every pair of shoes basically that I have, unless they're sandals, in which case I tape it down to the insole. Because money in your shoe. You can also put a dollar bill, a 5 spotted with money drawing oil or crown of success oil. You can put that in your shoe. These things are just simple money draws. I think next time we should probably talk about mojo hands, what they call mojo hands and poppets.
Okay.
But I
yes.
just thought, and there in this book there are, hundreds. In the whole collection there are probably 1,000 other money spells from everyone that Harry Hyatt talked to, and so these are like these are amazing. So
It's very fascinating. What I'm looking at is that And this is volume what?
This is volume 5. This is the final volume.
Okay. Do you notice that the pages are reflective of the total amount of pages are reflective back to the other volumes? This would normally in a book be like page 300 something. So this is page 4,340.
Oh, is it? Now, you know what? Yeah.
So
in this entire collection,
that's really cool.
yeah, there are 4,754 pages in these entire volumes.
And I must tell you, and not to make it sound like Harry Potter, but when you opened the book, the magic that came out of the book, I could feel it.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah. This particular chapter that I'm looking at right here has to do with the moon. So this was a money drawing spell that dealt with the moon, the full moon. Here's one for success. Here's money, the paper kind. What do you do with money in the paper kind? Okay, this is interesting. I have not read this, but it's like moon, new moon. So, woman bows to 3 times to bring the man back. Then she bows 3 times to the full moon. Every time she bows, she waves her hand 3 times at the moon, motion ending towards herself. Each time she wishes, she says, will you please come back? What?
Interesting stuff.
Woman should never bow, not even to the moon, because no man is worth it, sugar. So there you go. Yeah. And I'll tell you something, though. It's interesting because I was always told that hoodoo is not a religion. There are no priests and priestesses, and there are no ritual animal sacrifices. Well, if you look in this book, there are things that are done to toads, cats, rats, bats, and you just think, I'm sorry. Like, for instance, here, after you boil a black cat, hold each bone in front of a mirror. I mean, blah, 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 right? And I just think, well, all right then.
We animal lovers are not doing that.
If you disappear while sucking black cat bones before a mirror, you have found the lucky bone. There's some interesting, gory stuff that, today is certainly, as me as an animal lover, I would never even consider. Not only that, but I try and stop someone that I saw doing it. But
it's like it sounds like the Addams Family. Eye of Newt. It's If people would like to get personal. If people would like
Please.
A personal consultation with you, how do they get a hold of you?
They can email me, and I'll give out my personal email because that's fine. It's qofspain@sbcglobal.net. Or you can go to my website. You can go to my the Queen's Curios website, which is where I have all of my oils for sale. And I'd be happy to, give you a consultation. Friends and family rates if you mention this show. And they're, believe me,
Mainstream
very
Metaphysics.
Reasonable. Very reasonable.
Reasonable, but unconscionable. No.
It's true.
We would love, we've talked about this before, but we would love you to teach like a day of hoodoo at the Newmont Center.
Yeah. We'll get all the ducks in a row for that. Oh, I wanted to say something, because the last time I was on and we talked about money, I gave a wonderful bathing ritual.
Yes, you did.
Bathing spell.
Yes.
A few sticks of cinnamon in a quart of water, boil it, put that water back into a container, put that container in the freezer, and then now you've got cinnamon water. And you just add like a half a cup to your bath. Well, if you don't have there are a lot of people I know who only have showers.
That's right.
I should have said this last time. You take a clean like loofah or a sponge or a washcloth, and you can stand in your shower with that small pot of cinnamon water, and you start at your feet and you draw up. You just it's like a sponge bath, but you're
right.
drawing up, 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 up to the crown of your head. And that's drawing all the positivity upward. Drawing up is you calling something to yourself. If you have, like, there's a recipe in the Bible that uses hyssop. Hyssop is very big in the Bible, in the Old Testament. And if you feel that you have sinned in some way, hyssop is a purifier, and you would start at the top of your head and down,
then down.
down. Wash it off of you. Wash it off of you. Wash it, good things onto you, negative off of you. So you can that's how you can do it. And I would still suggest you air dry. So there you go. So
cool.
There's that.
It's really cool. I remember with one of my mentors, and when we were doing because I have you've seen I have a magic money box.
Oh yeah.
On my altar,
uh-huh.
And when that was originally done, and all the seals that you have to trace, those were actually done with a special kind of quill and dragon's blood ink. Okay, it's not just. I mean, it's like in there.
Dragon's blood that's big magic. That's
right.
For being part of small magic, that's a big part of small magic.
Right. Yeah, and that has to be very precise when you trace those seals, those sacred seals.
There's a precision when you are doing your petition. I think we talked about it. Because in the center of your petition, you're going to draw a circle, and then you're going to write a petition, and you're going to use your green pen for money, and it's a very short, small phrase, whatever it is you want, and you have to make sure that your pen never leaves the paper ever. Otherwise, you got to do it all again.
Yep.
Pen never leaves the paper, and the last letter of the last word joins up with the first letter of the first word. So sometimes, if you don't calculate correctly, that's okay. You just got to scrunch it out, scrunch it, or write big. But then, like for instance, if you're doing a success sigil, that doesn't need to be precise. It just needs to be legible. And also, there again, Spirit knows what you're writing.
Right. It's your intention.
It's your intention. And if your intention is to honor Spirit with precision, you're in like Flynn.
Right.
Yeah.
One quick note, and then we're going to bring Merlin in because I do see the clock moving on.
Oh, whatever. I'm having fun.
We are having fun. In July, and I don't have the date in front of me, but it's Saturday in July, I'm teaching a full day of Tarot.
Oh, I'm there.
And I have to...
I've gotten off my tarot game. So.
Yeah. And this is with the Rider deck, and this is... And I get into the theory of it. In other words, why is the Magician's cloak red? And why is the High Priest in blue?
Why is there a dog adjoining the Fool when he's walking off the cliff? What's happening? What's that? Yeah.
All of that, yes.
Why is the people turned away in the boat, and what is it, like the Five of Swords? It's great. Yep. That's great.
Well, those people in the Six of Swords in the boat, you can see the water is choppy than it's smooth. So that has to do with moving away from difficult times into things smoothing out.
Can I audio tape it so I can refer to it later on?
Oh, it'll be zoomed.
Oh, okay.
It'll actually be zoomed, so it'll be recorded. Yes.
I'm there.
Yep.
I'm there.
I'll send that out again. I sent it out recently, but you'll know it's in July, and I'm looking forward to that. I love it, and it's called here's you're gonna love this. It's I never changed the title of the class. It's called Tarot with a Twist, and when I taught that class when we lived in Culver City, instead of being one day, it was taught over a series of evenings, and so because it was in the evenings, I would allow them to have a cocktail. So it was Tarot with a Twist.
With a twist.
Right. I didn't change the name of it.
I love
left it as
well,
that.
It'll be a full day. I'm sure there will be a couple of cocktails.
It'll be a full day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so would you like a little Merlin?
I think we should have a little Merlin, and I think anyone who's watching, if you have questions for Merlin, maybe we can get to them. We'll see. But Merlin's just going to do his thing, and then maybe we'll be allowed to ask some stuff. So, all right, I'm shutting up. What is that?
Merlin. Ed put Merlin up there.
Oh.
Behind the scenes is stand-up comic Ed Hunt.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ed. That's funny. I'm sorry. That's just funny. Ed Mertz back there.
Funny man, Ed. Funny man.
Ed, as I like to call him, Ed friggin' Mertz. Ed friggin' Hunt. We have a standing joke. His name is Ed Hunt, but I'll call him, instead of Fred Mertz from Lucy, Ed Mertz, and he calls me Nicky Ricardo. That's where that goes. Okay, Lucy. See, tickled your...
It did. I'm just thinking about Audrey dressed as Lucy.
She's never done that, but I'll tell you who
Not yet.
I'll tell you who she has done. Well, who she has imitated and dressed up as. God, that just did not come out right. She has done Morticia Addams.
Oh, that I'd love to see.
And she has also done the Madeline Kahn in Blazing Saddles.
Lily Von Stupp.
Yes. And she's on the house we used to live in.
I'm so
Yes.
tired.
Yes. Audrey is watching. Oh, my dear. All right, I'm getting out of here. Merlin's going to take over. Greetings, dear ones. Good to be with you.
Good to be with you, Merlin.
A familiar voice. As you humans seek change, you must be wise to the changes that you seek and the amount of change you desire in your life and in your world. You humans, you speak of the application of magic, but there is a wisdom that must be applied, and that is to the degree of desired outcome. Most humans do not understand the magnitude of the result compared to the intention. Do you understand? Humans ask for something and do not realize how large or how small they are manifesting. And it is important in these times that are changing that you are true to your thoughts as to what it is you desire to bring into your existence. The cosmos is moving and changing at a very rapid pace. And you must be aware of the timing of what it is you wish to create. Is there something you wish to be in your presence now? Or is it something that you wish in a time frame that does not exist currently? You, as humans, do not have control over the concept that you call time. It is a fourth-dimensional experience. And yet you seem to live your lives by this concept of time. Do you understand?
Yes.
The concept of time is very misleading. And it is more important for you to bring your attention to what it is you wish to create, and then realize what you call the time frame. Do you understand?
Can you elaborate, please?
When your focus and your attention is on the manifestation of an item, the mind goes into the creative realm, and, how you would say, a signal goes to every part of the universe, and there is a spiritual response to to your desire, which you refer to as prayer, these intentions are then set in motion, and what you have asked for begins the process of coming to you based on what it is you are asking for, you see.
Mm-hmm.
The concept of when actually clouds the mind a bit and the intention. So if there is an issue with the timing of a manifestation, then you must have clarity, for you have the ability to say not now, but in a time ahead. But the human mind does not combine these factors in manifestation, you see. The concept of magic must be an intention to create and manifest with the present desire in mind, you see. For you can create something and obtain it in your future and say, I did not really want that. It is not wise to play a game of child's catch with the universe when you are manifesting. Be true to your thoughts and feelings when you are using this concept of magic, you see. For, dear one, it is not a game. The ability to converse with the universe within the depths of the source of everything is taking place at all time. And your thoughts in connection with the universe, even without the concept of what you call prayer, is enacting a response. Do you see? What you think about repeatedly is a form of a prayer. And if you are thinking of problems and situations and circumstances that are not in your favor, then you must be aware that you are creating more of that, you see. So bring your attention and your intention, as you like to say, to what it is that you truly wish in your life. Dear ones, for all in view of this, it is okay to want. It is part of your existence to want, to have something in your existence that is not there in the present, you see. But to really use your heart, to feel your heart's desire, to create the magic of attainment, then there must be appreciation, or what you call gratitude, truly in your heart, not words that you just say, you see. And the universe, as a vibrational response, knows what's in your heart. The heart never lies, dear ones. And when something does not manifest, it is because the universe senses that is not in the heart. Do you see? Thoughts and feelings must be clear when asking for something from the universe. And dear ones, you must understand, you are connected to linear time and the time it takes to create an item, if you wish to call it that. But manifestation happens instantaneously. When you think of something, it is en route to you and can be there, how you would say, coincidentally or magically. Humans are more powerful than they realize, but their focus and attention is on aspects of life that are troublesome And there they seem to be stuck in between what they call good and bad, because their attention is on how you say, problems, and then wanting more good in their life.
Mm-hmm.
You have the ability to put more of your thoughts into manifesting the goodness that you desire. You need not linger in what has already been the past and the problems that are there. Otherwise, you are creating more problem in your future. You cannot deny the existence of your past, but you need not create more of your past, you see.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, many an author has scribed different words pertaining to a positive mindset, to be positive. And yet, that is a thought, and they are words. The creation of what you desire happens when it is a feeling in your heart, and you feel the emotion attached to that. That is when the true manifestation is set in motion. Do you understand?
I do.
Is there information that is sought from Spirit?
Ed, anything from you? Anything from our chat?
Dear one, you are on the doorstep of goodness, and continue to appreciate these things that are magically coming into your existence. But you describe yourself as creative, but you are a creator. Remember that, dear one.
I will.
And even in times of lack or stillness, everything is in motion, dear one. And when you are more still than you'd like to be, allow yourself to rest. Enjoy the quiet.
Yes, that is difficult.
The mind likes to speak, does it not?
Yes. Indeed.
The changing times ahead for humans will reveal much, and for some it is gratifying, and for some it shall be painful. And it is painful for those who are in denial of what has been trying to reveal itself.
Indeed.
And with that, dear one, I shall depart and return the vehicle, and know that we shall speak again.
Goodbye, Merlin. And you say you have no idea what he just said. Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Very positive, very intuitive about gratitude, very...
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I guess on that note,
On that note,
I guess I'll depart.
I guess so. I guess we will. Maybe I'll just take these M&Ms with me. The magic M&Ms of goodness.
The magic M&Ms. We have to have the M&Ms on the table.
At all times, exactly.
Thank you for coming by.
Always.
Spending time.
Always. I have the best time.
We have a good time in it, and I really enjoy you coming on because you do components of stuff that I don't do, and I don't do it that way, and I love to learn all this stuff, and I love magic. Love it. So, and there's a lot of topics that you want to talk about that
But we have a lot of time. And
Yes.
what's great about this magic is that you don't have to spend, 15 years in your bedroom in the dark trying to figure out how to do a French coin drop. This is just magic that's always accessible,
Right.
So there you go.
Well, we
Nothing on
will.
my sleeve.
Hey, Rock.
Right.
Rocky Bullwinkle. Oh my. So, as I'm kind of giggling a little high from coming down from Merlin, I want to thank everybody for watching. We will be back sometime in June with another show. Will not be on the next 2 weeks because of prior commitments. And look for somewhere down the line for, oh yeah, we're still going. We're still going. Thank you. Audrey will be doing a show soon also. So, and also, if you have not got a copy of Audrey's book, please order it. It is so good. It is a therapy session in 98 pages. It is phenomenal.
It's a game.
It really
It's a
is.
game.
It's a game.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
So,
My website, in case anyone's interested, is www.carolynhennessy.com. So simple. And then there's Queen's Curios, if anyone's interested.
and continued success to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
And I look forward to what you told me behind the scenes. And,
Yes.
And
I didn't tell you anything.
what'd you say?
I know them. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I must be dreaming.
Yeah.
Oh, there is something I want to say. We're over time. I am going to say this. So recently, this is going to flip you out. Every once in a while, I have dreams that are lucid and very real, and they're not dreams. And that happened some months ago when I had that appearance with my father, who's been deceased about 5 years or 6 years, whatever it is now. Good Lord. Time goes, it's longer than that. And so I was somewhere and I was outside, and there were these big vehicles that were like a form of a satellite, but very multi-sided, like the Death Star, how that it's like all those very sacred geometrical, that kind of form. But they weren't as solid looking as this, but I could see them, like my third eye really activated, and I could see them all over the place. And they were sort of misty, kind of foggy, but they were there. Now, the people that have watched this show for a long time know that I had an actual experience back in 1996, somewhere in there, where I was coming back from a network meeting in Santa Monica over the 405 toward the valley, and as I'm driving at about 6:45, 10 to 7, my eyes just kind of flashed, and I saw this mothership that was hovering from about Van Nuys Boulevard all the way to West Hills. Okay, this thing was massive. All right, and then I thought to myself as I'm driving heading home, okay, that was a bit creative. So then my friend that I had studied the original energy work, there was a little store in Tarzana called the Imagine Center, and I talked to her some days later, and she was very much into ETs and all that, would go to meetings and all that kind of stuff. And so I said, I had this experience. I got to talk to you about this. And I saw this massive mothership over the valley, and didn't tell her when. And she goes, Wednesday around 7 o'clock. And I go, yeah, how'd you know? Well, we were coming out of work. We saw it too. So I have the ability with my third eye to cut through the veil and see what is camouflaged. And that showed up in this dream, and there were these big vehicles all over the place. So when we get to the Neptune-Saturn thing, one of the things that's going to start to come out is the truth.
About
Yes.
I just don't hope they're not, what are they, what were they in Rod Serling's Canobites?
Oh,
Canobites?
no, I don't
just
get
hope they're
that
not-
sense.
Hope
No.
they're not out to eat us.
No, I don't get that at all. Not beings like that. You sound like Rocky and Bull. Are they friendly spirits?
Friendly spirits?
Friendly? Just listen. Sorry. Folks, we are
my gosh.
giddy.
We're giddy and we're so over time.
We
But that's
are.
okay.
But that's okay. Thank you again. Thank you again for watching. Thank you.
Always.
You will be back.
So much fun.
And yes, we're obviously having a good time. You should be here with us because we're having a great time.
We should, hold a lottery, in-studio guest.
Oh, we can do that.
And
at
next
some
time,
point.
by the way, I'm gonna tell everyone how to harvest graveyard dirt for use in spells.
Now
That's
there's
right.
one hell of a tease.
That's right.
So now you got to tune the next time. We'll let you know when she's back on. It'll be probably sometime in June. All right? It won't be in the winter because it won't be a cold day when she's on again.
That's
Now,
right.
that's an old joke. Okay.
Thank you, Nick. Thank
oh
you
my
so much for
God.
having me. Thanks,
Thank
Ed.
you. Thank you, Ed. Appreciate it. And to all of you, as always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. We will see you next time back here on Mainstream Metaphysics with Nick Newmont and Carolyn Hennesy.
On the dating game.
That's
What?
right.
The metaphysical dating. Mwah.
There we go. Good night, everyone.
So much fun.